If you plan to speak during public comment, I would like to ask you to go ahead and get a form from back in the back and fill it out and give it to our clerk, who is tonight on my right. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. So we can begin. If you could mute or turn off your phones, we would appreciate it. We have a lot of business to take care of tonight, a lot of housekeeping type items, and some important business. So we thank you for being here. Many of you are here for different reasons, and so we're grateful for you being here. So we call the meeting to order. Tonight we're going to have the pleasant opportunity of having Mr. Billy Howard come and pray for us. And so I will ask you to stand with him as he comes forward to pray, and then we will follow that with the pledge.
Let us pray. We recognize that you, Lord, are the reason for not only this season of celebrations, celebrating Jesus' birth, but for every breath that we ever receive. Thank you, Lord. Tonight, as we honor Melissa and Linda for the years of dedication and loyal service, we know you have been their guide. We are remembering, too, the many people through the years that have worked hard to keep Tyrone a place where people love to make their home. As Melissa and Linda leave their council post at the end of this year, it's their prayer that they will be remembered through the years for their service they have done. And God, please bless them in whatever other service they may be a part of. We hope and pray that as Jessica and Dia join the council for 2024, and for years to come, they will continue to seek your will. Thank you, Lord, once again for all the blessings you have poured out on us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and before we get started with our public comment, I want to make sure I don't forget, I want to recognize Councilwoman-elect Suzanne Brown from Peachtree City, and she's here, so if you could stand. We look forward to working with you and your colleagues in the future. All right, public comments. Is there anyone here that would like to take this opportunity for public comment? You have 3 minutes to do so, any topic, and state your name and address. All right, hearing none. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I make a motion that we approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Hey, congratulations, Judge Thompson, on your reappointment and the hiring of Curtis Carson as Public Works Specialist. We look forward to having them. Okay, I'm going to turn the floor over at this time to April Spradlin, our court clerk, and Judge Alicia Thompson to start us off.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. At this time, I would like to speak on behalf of Tyrone Municipal Court and our appreciation for Amy Godfrey, who has served as our solicitor for the Town of Tyrone in the Municipal Court for the past 5 years. On behalf of the Town of Tyrone and Tyrone Municipal Court, we would like to show our appreciation to Amy Godfrey on her 5 years of dedication and service with the Municipal Court. We would also like to congratulate Amy on recently being named as the Interim Solicitor General of the Coweta County Solicitor's Office. Way to go, Amy. Amy is a hard and dedicated worker who without a doubt will succeed as she applies her passion in continuing her career as a prosecutor. Amy, will you come forward, please?
My friend throughout this. Congratulations.
Thank you, love you.
Thank you very much, Solicitor, and our loss is their gain, Coweta's gain, so. Okay, and Judge, now you have some business to handle, and I'm a part of that, so. So I'll come down. Yes.
All right. All will raise your right hands, please. You solemnly swear that you will faithfully and truly perform the duties of mayor and council for the town of Tyrone, and that you will support and defend the United States Constitution, the Constitution of the state of Georgia, and the charter of the best of your skill and ability, as shall to use shall seem in the best interest and welfare of the town, without fear, favor, or affection. Further swear that you are not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof, and that you are not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States, any other state, or any other foreign state which, by the laws of the state of Georgia, you are prohibited from holding, and that you are otherwise qualified to be a public officer according to the That's you.
I would like to take individual.
Then she got Jody up in her lap and she was filming it. And she said, "Are you supposed to draw on the walls?" Yes. She just went. I think so too.
All right, let's see. You look like you want to say something. All right. Back on.
Need help with anything?
If you could take those there with me. All right, this time y'all get to come with me. Gonna end with the new and now we're gonna do.
Thought he was gonna say out with the old.
That's why we wanted to recognize our outgoing members, Melissa Hill and Linda Howard. Melissa's been serving with us for 4 years, and Linda's been serving with us for kind of an odd number of years, which is, I believe, somewhere around 15, 16.
And that's not including town clerk.
Okay, so she was a clerk back in the 70s. At that time, the charter stated that if you were clerk, you had to be on council. So she became a council member back in the 70s, served a term, and then came back to us and has served on council for 12 years. Want you both to know how much we appreciate you and what you've done for us. They both love the town and well, and so we have plaques for you. Photos. Does anybody else have?
I'm coming, hold on.
Okay. All right. Why don't y'all come up here? So we can... I do. And for Miss Linda, she does not know this yet, but we have a proclamation for tonight because of the length of service and so much more. Whereas it is with great honor and appreciation that we recognize the exemplary dedication and service of Councilwoman Linda Howard to the town of Tyrone, Georgia. Councilwoman Linda Howard has demonstrated unwavering commitment to public service, having served as the town clerk from 1969, elected official from tireless efforts extended to her involvement with the Tyrone Betterment Committee, where she played a crucial role in the inception of the town's beloved Founders Day event in 1975, fostering community spirit. As in 2011, Councilwoman Linda Howard led the Tyrone Centennial Book Project, a significant contribution to the town's preservation of the town's rich history for generations. Councilwoman Linda Howard continued her remarkable service by returning to the town council in 2012, providing steadfast leadership until 2023. Whereas in 2021, Councilwoman Linda Howard played a pivotal role in the establishment of the town's museum. Town council to hereby plant a tree in her honor at the museum. It will be a tree of her choosing, but our resident arborists, are they still here? They will tell you, right now is not a good time to be planting a tree. But we will be planting a tree in your honor.
People come in, they think they can be in and out of that. So, I'd love to have that opportunity. I'm sure there's a few that hasn't been great, but, right now I can't.
Okay. Another appointment, we are going to defer to April again. Start us up.
Good evening again. I come to you tonight asking to appoint Judge Tanya Shai in the event that Judge Thompson is unavailable or when a judge pro tem is needed. Judge Shai has dedicated her legal career to serving the public with integrity and character. Throughout her 22-year career, she has practiced in various areas of law, including as a prosecutor and defense attorney, serving as a senior assistant solicitor in the city of Atlanta for 5 years, an assistant district attorney for 5 years, and a criminal defense attorney for approximately 4. She is currently practicing as a civil litigator. In addition to the practice of law, for the past 3 years, she has served as a part-time judge in the following municipalities: Pro Tem Municipal Court Judge in Fayetteville Municipal Court, Associate Judge in Dunwoody Municipal Court, and Associate Judge in Jonesboro Municipal Court. She is very knowledgeable of the laws and criminal procedures of the state of Georgia, including but not limited to felonies, misdemeanors, traffic offenses, city ordinances, and code violations. During the time she has served as judge, she has rendered decisions that are sound, fair, and impartial, and believes strongly in the integrity of the judicial system. She is attentive and respectful to all that enter the courtroom and strive daily to hear courteously, to answer wisely, to consider soberly, and to decide impartially. At this time, I ask that you appoint Judge Tanya Shai as the Judge Pro Tem for Tyrone Municipal Court.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Is there a motion?
I make a motion that we appoint Judge Tanya Shai as Judge Pro Tem for Tyrone Municipal Court.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next item.
Tanya Shai solemnly swear or affirm that you will administer justice without respect of persons and do equal rights to the poor and the rich, and that you'll faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon you as Judge Pro Tem of the Municipal Court of the Town of Tyrone in Georgia, according to the best of your ability and understanding, and agreeably to the laws and Constitution of this state, the laws and Constitution of the United States, and the ordinances. Further swear or affirm that you're not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof. You're not the holder of any office or trust under the government of the United States, any other state, or any foreign state which, by the laws of the state of Georgia, you are prohibited from holding, and that you are otherwise qualified to be a public officer according to the Constitution and the laws of the state of Georgia. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, are you moving right into the next item?
Okay, I come before you tonight, Mayor Council, to appoint Isaac Godfrey as Solicitor for Tyrone Municipal Court. Isaac earned his Juris Doctor from Georgia State University College of Law. He has practiced criminal law, bankruptcy, and personal injury. For the last 2 years, he has filled in as a prosecutor for the Town of Tyrone on a regular basis. He is also fills in for a prosecutor for the City of Newnan and the City of Sonoya as needed. Prior to graduating law school, Isaac worked as a police officer and a deputy sheriff in Metro Atlanta for nearly a decade. During that time, he became knowledgeable about Georgia traffic law. He has investigated hundreds of DUIs and is certified in standardized field sobriety test. Isaac is a veteran of the United States Army, where he served in the field artillery and military intelligence. He employed Bosnia and Herzegovina as a member of the SFOR 6 and served during Operation Enduring Freedom. And he has been trained by his wonderful wife, Amy. So I do come down before you and ask that we appoint Isaac Godfrey as our solicitor for the Town of Tyrone.
Very much, council. Any questions? Is there a motion?
I make a motion that we appoint Isaac Godfrey as solicitor for the Tyrone Municipal Court.
Second.
We got 3 seconds, I think. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, Isaac, at this time, if you would come forward.
Isaac Godfrey solemnly swear affirm that you will faithfully and truly perform the duties of solicitor of this town, and that you will support and defend the United States Constitution of the State of Georgia and the Charter of the Town of Tyrone to the best of your skill and ability, as to you shall seem to the best and welfare of the town, without fear, favor, or affection. Do you further swear or affirm that you're not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof, and that you're not the holder of any office or trust under the government of the United States, any other state or foreign state, which by the laws of the state of Georgia you are prohibited from holding, or otherwise qualified to be a public officer according to the Constitution and the laws?
While they're signing them, I want to point out Representative Derek Jackson, who's here with us tonight, serves represents us at the Georgia General Assembly, so if we could all welcome him.
This is my last item. I come before you tonight to ask that you reappoint Taylor & Strickland Law Firm as the indigent defense attorneys for the Tyrone Municipal Court from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. They currently serve as our public defenders now and do a phenomenal job. The only reason I'm coming back before you and did not put this on the consent agenda is because there's been a $45 increase per case for the upcoming year. However, that item is budgeted, and we do have the funds available in our operating budget, so it won't be a problem. But I do just ask that you approve the reappointment of Taylor & Strickland.
Any questions or motion?
I'll make a motion that we reappoint Taylor & Strickland Law Firm as the indigent defense attorneys for Tyrone Municipal Court for the term of January 1, 2024 to December 31st, 2024.
A second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Just want to, one moment, want to make a point that I think deserves comment tonight. As we've sworn in new leadership and as we've seen Miss Linda, and recognizing the fact that she came in as the first female, and we need to point out, I think, that Mr. Hunter is our first minority council member, and this is a Tyrone that I want to live in. These types of things, and leadership that is diverse, and it deserves mentioning. So I'm just grateful for that. And so I want to thank the people of Tyrone for that. So, our next item is you, Scott Langford.
Sorry about that, council, it's my old ears. So good evening, council, mayor.
Good evening.
Always good to see you. Tonight, I am coming to you requesting consideration to award the professional engineering services for the 2024 East Crestwood resurfacing and multi-use path, project number PW 2024-15 to Keckenwood Incorporated. This project is a design project that will eventually lead to the construction. And it's funded by the 2023 SPLOST part, which is specifically for the East Crestwood multi-use path. And then the general funds that we had budgeted to resurface East Crestwood and also Huntington Court. So this design with East Crestwood will be a full depth reclamation as far as the repaving part and the multi-use path. And then we have the 4 culverts that are along those roads that we'll be replacing also. One, because they're getting old and in bad shape, but also because they will be extending those culverts for the multi-use path and stuff. So it gives us some flexibility, and we try to want to combine all this kind of stuff at one time and not come put the, obviously put the pipes in after we pave the road in a cart path. So that's what we have today. Basically the services that they're providing include the surveying, the design, everything. The bidding process, they assist us in that, answering any questions the bidders may have, and then also with some construction admin stuff. So we kind of work together with them on that part. So part of it's lump sum and part of it is not to exceed. But the total fee for the scope of this project is $133,600 for these services. And they're under budget items 100, 40, 54, 2205, and 322, 49, 54, 1406. The 322 is the new SPLOST. So staff is requesting council to authorize the mayor to execute the professional service contract with Keckenwood Incorporated at a fee not to exceed $133,600 for the 2024 East Crestwood resurfacing and multi-use path, project number PW 2024-15.
Any questions for Scott?
I have one.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're saying East Crestwood, so we're talking about from Sonoya Road all the way to Far Road?
Excellent question. No, it's actually from Sonoya Road to SR 74. It's just that section. That's the bad section of road. It's a much lower PCI index than the other side of Sonoya Road.
Okay.
And because we have SR 74 in between it, it's a logical place to go ahead and do those roads, those 2 sections of that road separately.
Are you going to go completely to 74 or just to Huntington?
We are going with the resurfacing completely to 74.
Oh, okay. But with the cart path that you're proposing
We're going
through
from
there.
Huntington, right, because there's 1 or 2 houses down there, which they'll be able to come up and
Right.
the side of the road.
Now, the 133 is just for the engineering and the design.
That is correct, and the bidding and the assistance in bidding and the construction admin stuff that they help us
And
with.
what do you anticipate the total project to be?
Okay, the SPLOST has this project, trying to remember that number. I should know by now you're gonna ask me these questions, so I appreciate it. I really do. I'm gonna tell you again, I don't really like to give our bid our total project numbers out because
Approximate.
Right, so it can affect our bidding and what kind of bids we get. I'm thinking this is, if I remember correctly, was somewhere in the like 600,000 to 800,000 range.
Is there any property acquisition that's going to be necessary for the multi-use path?
We are hoping not. We're thinking that we're going to be able to do it. If it is, it's probably going to be minor. The most likely land acquisition we would have to do are going to be the ends of the pipes because they're going to extend beyond the paths and beyond the pavement. And when we do that, we get into not necessarily having to have right-of-way. Sometimes we can do permanent easements for drainage. So like we'll run the head wall maybe close to the right-of-way, but then the spillway of that goes onto the riprap may cross the line, and that's when we go and ask for easements.
Thank you.
Certainly.
Are there any other questions? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we award professional engineering services for the 2024 East Crestwood resurfacing and multi-use path, project number PW-2024-15 to Keck and Wood Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $133,600.
Second.
Got a motion, second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All
Thank you,
right.
council. Thank you for approving our hire today, too. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for your presentation and your work on that. We have some people that are out tonight with staff. Brandon is sick, and Philip is out this week, not sick, but out. So the next two items are going to be mine. And on that point, I want to thank Dee for kind of steering the ship tonight. She's doing everything in addition.
Wait until we dock.
So thank you for taking charge. We appreciate it. The first item is our updated employee pay scale, pay plan. To my knowledge, we have not done a pay study, at least as long as I've been here. And I don't even know how our pay scale was originally established. Was it based on particular people at that given time? Did we kind of just do it as they came along? We don't know. What we did know is that we had several inconsistencies in our pay scale. So we needed to get that adjusted. In May, we directed staff to do a pay study. The pay study and the retirement study, which the retirement study is the next agenda item, we budgeted $10,000 for those studies. The retirement study was around $4,000. That had to be done through an outside group. This was actually done internally. I know that Peachtree City's pay study, I believe, I should not say I know, I believe their pay study cost somewhere around $50,000. We probably saved around $25,000 to $30,000 by doing this internally. We took, as you can see from your packet, we took jurisdictions that are close to us in size and geography, namely Fayette County, Coweta County, Fayetteville, Peachtree City, Sonoa, Noonan, Palmetto, Hateville, South Fulton, Douglasville, College Park, East Point, Fairburn, Union City, and McDonough. We got information from them either by phone call or email, or if necessary, submitting an open records request to get their pay scale to see exactly where we stood. We didn't know what information we were going to get back. Among our employees, were we going to find out that everybody was under pay, if you will? Were we going to find out that just a few at the bottom were, or the top? We didn't know. Turned out we had a couple at the bottom of our pay scale and then some at the top. 8 total were under what we needed to see. So what adjustments need to be made in order to get us where we need to be? We felt like this was important because we want to make sure we're not just to be paying the employees what they deserve to be paid, but also to make sure we have retention, good retention, and that we are being good to our employees. We tell them we appreciate them, and we want to show that. But what do they deserve? What we ended up deciding on was to propose a 70th percentile benchmark. So once you look at the aforementioned cities and what their employees make, or not necessarily exactly what they make, but what their pay ranges are, we wanted to be able to say our employees are in the upper third. Now, our immediate neighbors, we can't compete with them. We still won't be as high as them. But we wanted to be able to say that we are at least in the upper third. So 70% is where we landed. We want anybody that works for us to be able to go out and say, my employer pays me at least in the upper 70% of what our competitors, if you will, what they are paid. So that was what we attempted to achieve. We also will be adopting a new compensation plan for all of these included positions that reflect that 70th percentile minimum salary benchmark and a 55% range width. That is from lowest pay to highest pay for a certain grade position, having a healthy enough width there so that we have the flexibility for how long someone's been here or that type of thing. And provide the market adjustments for the 8 employees who are not currently at or above their newly adopted range. So that was what we end up proposing with this. And so if adopted, these proposed changes would be effective January 1st, 2024, and would cost $102,992.38, which includes required adjustments to the affected employees' benefits. The cost of this adjustment will be covered by general fund surplus. There are loads of charts with information, and it is all public information should anybody want it. I won't go through all of the charts tonight. I put you to sleep with some of it, but it is open to the public, anybody that wants it. So I will turn it over to questions or a motion from council.
I make a motion that we approve the new pay plan and the market adjustments for the 8 employees affected by this change.
Is there a second?
I second.
All right, is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Presenting and listening is for the birds. All right, so the second is the retirement plan. We say we appreciate our employees, but what about when they're retired? What type of plan do we have for them for when they are retired? We all think about our own retirement, and we have different types of retirement. But what are the options what is the current plan that we have here, and what should we change it compared to others? We have a rule of 70 plan with a minimum age of 55, and we currently have what's called a multiplier of 1.25%. If you look at Fairburn is also 1.25, McDonough is 2.25, Griffin is 2%, Noonan is 2%, Fayette County is 2%, Fayetteville is 2.5%, Peachtree City is 2.5%. Multiplier being, and I don't know the formula to exact letter of the law, but it's essentially taking the last few years of your employment and taking the percentage of that to determine what your pay is in retirement. So that's why, obviously, that number being higher, the better. There's also a factor in state law that says that if you go above somewhere around 1.5%, then employees have the opportunity to stop taking Social Security. They just remove themselves from Social Security. And it is an option. They then have that option. We cannot and are not forcing them out of Social Security. They still would get that money that let's say you put, just for the sake of discussion, they put in $300 per month for Social Security. They could then get that money, as opposed to putting it in Social Security, and then invest it in some type of individual retirement plan of their own. That is an option. The employees will vote and they will decide on whether they want to stay in Social Security in addition to our retirement plan, or if they want to stop taking Social Security out. So we are going through that process too and meeting with our employees. We're meeting with all of our employees to explain this and what this will mean. We also take the 5 highest years of their employment, as opposed, so you don't look at all of your years of employment. You just take the top 5, and that along with that multiplier that I mentioned earlier is the way you determine their retirement. We looked at some of the employees and determined based on our current 1.25 multiplier. And for me personally, it was embarrassing what they would have been making in retirement. And so it is certainly my suggestion that we move that multiplier up. So GMEBS did the study for us. That's the Georgia Municipal Employee Benefit System. And they conducted an actuarial study and gave us options. They gave us options of the rule of 70 with and staying at the 1.25 multiplier. They gave us rule of 70 with a 2.0 multiplier. And they gave us the rule of 70 with a 2.5 multiplier. Based on what we determined is the feasibility of maintaining this program, because it does obviously increase costs for taxpayers to pay for this increase in retirement. For our feasibility, we determined that the best recommendation would be for the 2.0 multiplier. And as I mentioned earlier, all of our neighbors except for Fairburn are either 2% or 2.25 or 2.5. So again, we are competing with our neighbors. If we were a fast food restaurant, we would want to pay what our local fast food restaurants pay so that we can retain those employees and provide a good service. So this is the presentation. This upgrade would be an additional $145,677 per year, and the cost would be covered by general fund surplus. The other detail to that is on employee contribution. Some require employee contribution on this retirement. We decided, at least the recommendation is the council makes the decision on what we do. The recommendation was the 0% employee contribution. Griffin has a 2% employee contribution. Fayette County has a 5% employee contribution. Fayetteville and Peachtree City have 3% employee contributions. So We are, if anybody has any other questions about that, or if you have a motion, and then you can ask a question during discussion, either one.
I make a motion that we approve the retirement, the details of the retirement study for our employees here at the Town of Tyrone.
A second.
All right, we have a motion, second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. One point I want to read out here that I didn't get to earlier is this 0.75% proposed increase in the multiplier represents a 62.5% increase in the employee's future retirement income. So hopefully our employees will see that tonight is very good news for them. And we love our employees, and we're grateful for our employees, and I hope that they see that we are trying to put our money where our mouths are. So thank you, council, for your support for this. Thank you, employees, for all you do for us, and all you do on behalf of the people of Tyrone. Okay, we are back to our public comment period. Are there any public comments now? Okay. I believe there's some staff comments. We decided last meeting that we will go to a little bit different communication mechanism internally, and where staff will be giving reports, and that way the reports that they give to council and me are now more public. And so I believe Scott is going to be our first to provide a report.
Go with the long one first. Okay. Yeah. So this first one is going to be long, I'm sorry, but we have 42 projects out there, and since it's the first, we're going to be taking you through a quick brief, all we can, through all of them. If it's okay, Mayor, I'd like to first give a shout out to one of our police officers, Tony. He had a recent training on some stormwater and how we find potential sources of stormwater pollution into our environment. While he was on patrol, he noticed a potential illicit discharge and reported it to us. So the training session went well, but kudos to him for actually implementing it. It was really great to see. And Devin was very, very happy to see that, because she's been working very hard and trying to, bring more attention to this. And we're currently looking into it. And right now it's looking like it may not be an issue, but we're checking into it. So out of those 42 projects, real quick, 9 of them are what I call scoping projects, which means we're still developing the scope for an A&E to start putting numbers and things to bring them here to council to get them rolling. We have 27 projects that are under design and or land acquisition. We have 6 projects that are under construction. Some of those are just what we call substantially complete, meaning that they're at the point where we can use them. One of them, for example, is the pickleball court. All right, so real quick, transportation projects. 2023 asphalt resurfacing is substantially complete. This included the Sonoya Rockwood Crabapple intersection, which is the 4-way stop. We've gotten very good feedback from a lot of people, both those in the Shamrock Industrial Park and others who are not. The roundabout plans are 90% complete. Land acquisition's underway, and our attorneys are working on that. The Palmetto-Sonoya intersection, where the traffic light is, this is a study that we have started looking at and evaluating options for design. It will be coming to you when we get some numbers and things to put together, and with a recommendation. So that should be coming to you next month or so. Depends how quickly we get some of these numbers back. The Swanson Road traffic study is approximately 90% complete. We are pretty much wrapping up the final touches on that, and we'll bring that to you in January, most likely. The Dogwood Trail resurfacing is our TIP project, which we work with the county. That's Fayetteville, Peachtree City, us, Brooks, and Fayette County all get money from the state. It actually comes to the county, but the county divvies that up to us. So we're working on that. It's still under design, but it is moving forward. Hopefully that project will be to a point where we can bid it this summer. That's the projected GDOT schedule right now. 2024 asphalt resurfacing project. We've just started the design on that. It's 25% complete. And we're hoping to get that out for bids, advertised probably in the February timeframe, if all goes well. That's moving rapidly. The Tyrone Road multi-use path, as you know, that's one that's under construction. The paving's completed. The shoulder work is still underway. They're still doing some final grading. We have a drainage system there that nobody knew about, that we're looking at some things with it to make sure it's strong and stable, and doing whatever we need to do in that area to make the water drain and make it safe on the side of the road. Let's see, what else is there? The Streetscape 933 Sonoya Road project over near Gunnan and Partners Pizza. The plans are 90% complete. That one is expected to advertise in January and bid in February, so hopefully come the March timeframe, we'll be able to start breaking ground on that one. The Sonoya Spencer Road multi-use path is under design. It's actually in land acquisition, and which means it's 90% designed. And those land acquisitions have, our attorneys have actually submitted documents to the one property owner, and they're reviewing documents right now. So hopefully that's going to come to fruition in January, and we can get that one going out for bids in February, if all goes well. Laurelwood Road multi-use path is under design. It's 25% complete. That's going from Briarwood to Laurelwood unpaved road. That'll connect all of the Laurelwood subdivision down to downtown, that whole area. The Tullamore Greencastle multi-use path, which is another SPLOST project, as is Laurelwood. It's under design. It's 25% complete also. The Sandy Creek High School multi-use path, which is another 2023 SPLOST project. The surveying on that is approximately 50% complete. We're anticipating that to start getting into the actual design probably late January, early February. Survey work is very hard right now. They're all very, very busy. But luckily we've been able to get that one moving early. The East Crestwood multi-use path and resurfacing project, we've just procured the A&E tonight, so that'll be moving forward. The 2024 sidewalk repairs project that was in several subdivisions is substantially complete. There's some punch list items we're working on. The emergency access road into the industrial park, currently working on the procurement of the A&E for that. The downtown streetscaping, the large project, not the Gunnan project, but the large one. Philip is kind of taking the lead on that. The A&E, is my understanding, has been procured, and they're doing their study right now with, I think it's an LCI ARC study. If I'm kind of speaking for him, and I'm sorry if I'm not right on this, but it's basically, I was expecting him to be here tonight, so I'm covering from the best I can. Anyway, it's underway. The road striping and marking project for 2024, we're scoping that project, as well as the 2024 road signage project. For facilities and grounds, the museum 2023 SPLOST project, we're scoping that project. For the Veterans Park, which is a 2023 SPLOST project, the flagpole is under design. Hopefully I'll be able to get back with you in January with the layout for what we're planning on doing there. Right now it appears like we're going to be able to put the flag. There's 3 on one side and 2 on the other. We're going to put the third flag on the side with the 2. And as part of that, we'll probably have to realign the sidewalk a little bit there. So I'll bring you some things to kind of show you that, and hopefully some estimates or an estimated range for that. The 2024 road, no, way down here, sorry. The Hanley Park restroom, that is still under design. The company that has that has a couple projects in front of this one, so it's taking a little time getting to it, but we're working towards that. That's the 2017, 16, 17 SPLOST. The 881 Sonoya Recreation Admin and Garage projects, we're still working on that design. One of the possible things we're gonna have, right now we're still having discussions of these, what they call statewide convenience contracts or indefinite quantity construction contracts. We're still in some discussions about that, or whether it's something that truly falls within our ability to do in procurement. And we're working with our legal team on that. And once we get that, that will either help accelerate that project, or we'll continue on through our designs and keep things going, keep it moving. The pickleball court, that's the next one, sorry. We're finishing some punch list items over there, but it's substantially complete. The Hanley Park Public Works Building, the site work is under design. Once again, we were looking to hopefully procure a contractor in February under those statewide convenience construction contracts, so that's part of another reason why we're trying to work with them, and legal counsel has been working with us on that, and we appreciate all that help. Thank you, Dennis. The vegetative control, we're looking at doing a Castlewood tree pruning project there. Hopefully going to bid that out in February. We're still, we have the areas, but there was some work that was done by EMC in that area. So we're going to go back and reevaluate those because it's probably going to reduce the scope because of some of the stuff that they did. The Shamrock Park improvements, the planning study, once again, this is another big SPLOST and LCI project that Philip's kind of taken the lead on. You all were here when the concepts came in for the park, so you've seen that, and they're moving forward, as Philip told you in the last meeting. 969 Sonoya Road, which is a piece of property next to the Shamrock Park. Demolition is underway. It's about 75% complete, and we're hoping to start that demolition possibly next week after the holidays. But we expect it to be demolished in January, and we still have 2 wells on the site that we're going to have to abandon in place. So I know Philip's also working on that one. The stormwater environmental projects, we have the Pendleton Dam Category 1 upgrade. The plans are in the permitting process, and we're still awaiting the grant decision. We're still in that process. As you know, it takes years to do this. The Adams Lake Dam, we have started the evaluation process. The surveyors will be coming out soon to start doing some of the basic surveying of the dam to determine ownerships of the dam and the properties that are associated with that. And then we'll talk to those property owners about how we're going to handle moving forward. Because if they're property owners of the dam, they're property owners of the dam, and they have a say in this. But we'll be looking at coming to y'all to talk to you more about whatever this route we want to go with property. As far as the Hanley Park Dam, we did do a camera evaluation on that in-house, and the pipe was in fairly good shape. It had some disjointment in it, so there's probably going to be a little bit of work of that, but the evaluation with the A&E is starting on that at the same time as Adams Lake. So we're trying to get a little bit ahead of that one. The Shamrock Park Dam evaluation has been underway. Designs for doing some repairs on the spillway side is about 50% complete. This is one of the projects I was telling you about that's also ahead of the Hanley restroom project. The Pendleton Dam culvert project is now finally complete. Everything has been finished on that one. The 2023 culvert replacements are under design, and we should be bidding those February. Because we're moving so well with our asphalt paving project, some of those pipes were in that area that we were once again trying to get those in the ground before we paved. So we're probably going to split that into 2 projects instead of 1, so we can get those, not a lot of land acquisition. So we're hopefully going to push those through and get those done in time to get the paving done so we can do it all this fiscal year. And then come right behind that with another project to do the remaining pipes. So that's our goal. The, let's see, 2024 culvert replacement project, we're scoping those. We're trying to evaluate all our pipes and come up with the ones that we're going to do. We're also looking at next year's paving projects to make sure that we know there's some over in Caramore, and Caramore's probably going to be on that list of next year's paving projects. They're slated for that. And then the downtown parking project, once again, we're scoping that. Part of that is going to be also associated with what's done at 969 and then what's done at the old police station. Oh, let's see. Let's move on to sewer projects. We're getting close to the end, folks. Just hang in there a little bit longer with me. The annual and emergency contracts, they're about 60% complete with those. I'm expecting those probably to be ready in February timeframe, so we can start trying to get those in place. The sewer manhole repair project is also about 60% complete, but we're expecting the 90% plans in January 2024, so that we can bid it in March of 2024. Just so you know, there will be no land acquisition of that because all these manholes are already in our easements, sewer easements. The Southampton Sewer Manhole Stabilization Project is under design. It's about 60%. This is another one that's just ahead of Shamrock and then Hanley bathrooms. The Pump Station 2 generator, that's one that we're going to be scoping with our new employee. And that I'm trying to get out for bids in March. And I don't know if we'll actually have it in place. Those generators sometimes can be long lead times. Our last one took 6 months. I don't know if it's still that or not. I got to look into that. But we're going to get that out, needless to say, as quickly as we can so that we can hopefully get it into this FY. But remember, all these sewer projects and all are all under the enterprise fund, so they work a little bit differently than the general fund. And Pump Station 4, we're looking at the backup pump for there. Still trying to get that one moving. It's a scope and scoping the project category. And last but not least is the 2024 sewer infrastructure repairs for pipes, manholes, if we're going to line lift stations, those kind of things. And we're scoping that project, and hopefully we'll be coming to you procuring an A&E in February. Questions?
All of this is on our website, if somebody wants to.
Yes, the ones that are scoping, I'd have to go back and check about those, but I think even they are on there.
Just in case somebody wants to look them up.
Right. Yes, they're definitely on. Everything that's in motion and going, I can tell you, is on there. Now, this doesn't include, tiny little projects, obviously, like little sidewalk, here or there.
Thank you, Scott.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned Laurelwood Connector, the unpaved section, and is the MUP?
The multi-use path, yes, ma'am.
So we're putting a multi-use path, the paved multi-use path on an unpaved road?
No, ma'am. This goes from Laurelwood paved section. It's going to go down the side, the Laurelwood side of Briarwood. So the road will connect at Laurelwood, right there at the corner at Briarwood and Laurelwood. We'll come down the road, down Briarwood, and then we'll cross Briarwood to the other side, and then we'll tie into the dirt section of the Laurelwood unpaved. So we're going to extend a little bit of asphalt there so we actually bring the carts onto asphalt. Then we're going to have a little extra asphalt from there for that migration where rock and asphalt meet so that we can have that safe transition in there. And we pull them away from those intersections some for safety. So if a car comes around the turn, they have a chance to see, stop, or at least get out of the intersection and stop and not be sitting in the intersection.
Okay, so it's not really, the unpaved's not having the cart path?
No, ma'am.
Because
The
they can
unpaved
be
road
there
will not.
anyway.
Yes, it's not
Okay.
going down. That's basically a share of the road. It's
Okay,
a very
yeah.
low speed limit. So that path will be if people want to walk or ride their bike or or take their golf cart down it, they'll be able to go down the
Okay.
unpaved road.
Okay, and then the striping, I've noticed that the three-way stop at Castlewood really needs it bad.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I guess that's on that list, right?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, all right, thank you.
That's one of them. Yeah.
Else? Thank
Going to
you.
be watching me. She has a lot of time coming up. I can tell. I would want nothing less. It's always good to be counted.
Okay, are there any other staff comments? Okay, hearing none, are there any council comments?
I would like to thank, again, Amy Godfrey for all your years of service here. We appreciate that very much. And congratulations to Isaac and to Judge Shy for their appointments here tonight, and I thank you very much. And I want to congratulate Jessica and Dia, and I know that Gloria, the mayor, and myself will be looking forward to working with you guys. And we thank Melissa and Miss Linda for all your years, and we appreciate what you've done for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Billy.
I want to say thank you, too, for everybody's patience with me when I was new, and you're going to miss me when I'm gone, just saying.
We didn't just have patience with you when you.
And thank you for all that, everybody that's here tonight. This is wonderful to see a crowd, and I know from everybody here, we're going to wish you a very Merry Christmas to you and your family, and a Happy New Year to all of you.
All right. All the council comments. No need for executive session.
That is correct, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Ms. Howard, would you please make a motion to adjourn?
Say that. I make a motion that we adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned.